Hey everybody, Max here from MaksPlayground, and welcome to a Sims 2 renovation video and or a 3K special and or a Happy Halloween special. So first of all, Happy Halloween if you are watching this close to or after Halloween. I hope you guys had a great Halloween, and thank you guys so much for 3,000 subscribers here on YouTube. It means the world to me. I have been doing YouTube for a couple of years now, and I have gone on hiatus. I have taken breaks. I have been a consistent uploader at some point. So if you guys have stuck around all the way through this, thank you all so much. YouTube has been just a beautiful escape for me over the years. I started it while I was in college. I have continued it while going through a lot of different kinds of crazy situations in my life, and it's a great creative output for me, and I still enjoy it so much. So thank you guys so much. If you are new here, thank you. If you were just watching this video today and stumbled upon my channel, please do consider subscribing, and if you want to give this video a thumbs up, it helps a ton. So thank you guys. I have started streaming over on Twitch at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times if I'm lucky. I've been having a lot of fun. I've been streaming my Uberhood, so if you guys want to follow me over on Twitch, feel free. The link is below, or it's twitch.tv/MaksPlayground. Again, twitch.tv/MaksPlayground. So getting on with the video. This is the Triku house, or the House of the Fallen Trees. This is one of the bigger houses that came with the Sims 2 nightlife. It is in the downtown neighborhood. Now, I am using a modded version of downtown. It's a renovated neighborhood by Dude with the Dragon Tattoo. I will leave a link for that below. So this house isn't the vanilla house with the dreaded basement. It is a little bit more renovated. So yeah, I really did enjoy making this house. I got very inspired by Darkest Dawn. She has a video where she goes into amazing detail of how she renovated the house. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I loved her story as well. So if you guys do want to go check that out, I will leave another link below to go check out her channel. Please do consider subscribing. She has some amazing ideas about the way she wants to play her game. So moving forward, if you aren't familiar with the Triku family, they're buried in the downtown, in the vanilla version of the game. They're buried in the downtown cemetery, as well as there's 3 graves in this house, the vanilla version, which are the grandchildren of John Smith, or the children of the 2 daughters of John Smith. And Sunraider Sims created a downloadable version of the family, except for like John Smith's descendants, which were the teen. They have that last name. They're the teen family or something like that. But yeah, so I have a pretty cool canon storyline for my what's it called? for my Triku family. I have a pretty cool canon for them. So basically, John Smith Triku is the head vampire of this family, and well, he's not a vampire when you bring him back, when you resurrect him, but I always turn him into a vampire. So he is a vampire, and he used to be a really dark, evil man, and then he fell in love, with a witch named Jennifer, and he ended up softening up. He still has some dark tendencies, but he's overall he's become a way softer sim, and he had two daughters, which with the names of Janelle, Janelle, as well as Nilicet. I always say her name wrong, so if I am saying that wrong, I do apologize. You guys may say it differently. Please let me know in the chat. So they had two daughters. Now, Janelle was more of the nicer one. They ended up being both born witches, and Janelle ended up being a good witch, where her sister had kind of a mean streak. She had a mean bone in her body. She ended up getting the evil trait. Kind of came from her father's old ways. But so she ended up being more of an evil sim, kind of grouchy, not a very nice person. And the two girls have husbands. Janelle ended up marrying a werewolf named Corvinan, as well as and then she had a son named Freekorth. And then Nilicet ended up marrying Kiernan, and they had a daughter named Govidan. So Covenant, he is a werewolf, and Freekorth is going to eventually inherit the lycanthropy trait. Just before going to college, I'm going to give it to him, or get him to turn into one. And then Govidan is like mortal. She kind of wants to become a witch, but she's not really sure. She kind of wants to be normal, but it's kind of hard when you are a Triku. So basically, Nilicet, so she's kind of vengeful, and her and Kiernan kind of argue a lot, and Kiernan is a romance sim. Now, there's another grave that was in the vanilla version of the Triku mansion, which is Raynell Ninja. Now, Raynell in my canon is a vampire hunter. Now, she is from a long line of vampire hunters, and she ended up trying to seduce Kiernan to get close to the Trikus, because there's a long history between the Trikus and her family of vampire hunters, and her family is responsible for the death of some of John Smith's disciples or descendants or children, you can say, who he did turn into vampires, which is one of the reasons why he doesn't really turn people very often anymore. He has a lot of moral obligation about it, because Jennifer kind of really made him realize how, like, killing these people, basically. So this is why they still have their questionable basement that I'm working on currently, which was so much fun to make. Anyways, Raynell seduced Kiernan, and it turns out they actually ended up falling in actual love. And Nilicet found out and caught them in the act. Now, instead of Nilicet attacking Raynell right away, she just left, and everybody who, like, the family found out about it, and all of them are very, very mad at Kiernan, because Kiernan knows the history between the two families. Kiernan knows how much danger he would be putting their family, like his family, in if if Raynell even got close to them. And so Raynell ended up falling for Kiernan, and Nihilist picked up on that right away. Picked up that, okay, this is real, considering all like the cheating that has happened in her and her husband's marriage. She was just like, this one sent her over the edge. she had enough. And so she begged her father to turn her into a vampire so that she would be a witch vampire hybrid. And this, it really upset John, because he made a vow that he would never do this to anybody ever again. But she's also his daughter. So he accepted her wish, but he tried to make her promise that she would never make disciples. She would never make herself like a vampire coven, because there are a lot of covens in this neighborhood of vampires that she just doesn't want people to he doesn't want more vampires because they don't have a very nice nature. So he turned his daughter into a vampire. Now this is where Nihilist's evil trait really becomes a thing, and her vengeful, grouchy self. She traps her husband in the basement and turns him into a vampire, knowing that he won't be able to leave and go to Raynell because Raynell is a vampire hunter. She did it to hurt Raynell. She did it to hurt her husband. So Raynell finds out because Kiernan lets her know. And Raynell, oh, my phone. Sorry. Raynell is now on a hunt to find a magic practitioner that will create a cure vampire potion. She's like, maybe I shouldn't be killing them. Maybe I should just cure them. So she's been asking a lot of different, a lot of different people, a lot of different, witches and stuff. And she came across Olive Spectre. Olive Spectre, you guys know her history. She's not exactly, she's an evil witch, easily said. And she used to belong to Jenna Kors, which is the matriarch of this family. She used to belong to that witch coven. So this ended up, I'll go into kind of the details about that. So Willow Nigmos, who is Olive Spectre's sister, I brought her back in my Uberhood, and as well as Bella Goth, who is a witch in my Uberhood as well, and Jennifer and Olive all used to be in a coven. They all used to practice magic together. Now, the thing is, Olive believes that you can't have good without bad. It makes it unbalanced. So she started exploring the darker arts, and she got more of a surge of power from practicing that, where the other ones were not okay with it, and they made it very clear. So Olive ended up finding a dark grimoire that had a reanimation spell that she wanted to try and get her sisters to help her, and she killed somebody, and they automatically threw her out of the coven, didn't give her a chance. But Bella had like a weird interest in it, because Bella also is of the mindset that you can't have dark without light, so she's kind of more on the neutral side. And so her and Bella kind of stayed friends. Now the thing is that happened where Olive ended up killing Lila Grunt when she meant to help her, because she was trying to give her a new look so that Lila could get away from her abusive husband. And she ended up killing her accidentally, and she did a preservation spell to not let her decompose and stuff. And it's kind of gross, sorry. And then so then she ended up asking Bella Goth for help, and Bella Goth also is part of she does her own research on helping vampires and stuff like that. So she's been developing things to maybe make a vampire like sunblock, a vampire cure, things like that. And she ended up figuring out some leads on it. So Olive asked to help for Bella to help Raynell, as well as help her help her bring Lila back, because she didn't want to bring Lila back as a zombie. And Bella knows a lot about knows some help. Like, she's a very powerful witch from her own family, and asking help about reanimation, etc., etc. So that's kind of a thing. that I want to get kind of going, where Bella needs help from Olive as well because of an alien situation. She really wants to find out what happened to her, about her abduction, and ask about you know, potential things that she just never really looked into, and just wants to get to the bottom of it. So I'm really excited to do this this canon in my game. I'm excited to get it all started. I do go into more in-depth storytelling over on my Tumblr. I do post about with pictures and stuff, because on Twitch or on stream I do take a lot of pictures, and I like to go in on Tumblr and post them, and do a little bit more storytelling over there. So if you like Simlit and want to hear more about my stories, please do go check out my Tumblr in the link below. But yeah, so I had a ton of footage for this house. I had over 8 hours of footage, and sped up it was like 3 hours. I had to break this break this footage down in so many different parts, as well as cut out a lot. So I only included like a couple of bedrooms. I did give there's a nursery in this house, and because I want Janelle and Covenant to have another baby. I love those two together. They're like goals. And I'm going to be making a Frikorith, a werewolf as well. So I'm just really excited to see how that goes. And then, so I included this bedroom, the bedroom I just did, which is Nihilist's bedroom. I really like the way I did it. It's dark. It's lots of blacks, lots of reds to represent, like, you know, the whole vampire theme. And then I'm doing Govidin's room. I chose Govidin's room because I really liked the theme I went with Govidin's room. It's a space theme. Her one true hobby is science, and I kind of Darkest Dawn goes into this video, or goes into it about like secondary, like her. It's kind of like a subset of their one true hobby, and you roll a die, and there's different ones you can get, and Govidin rolled space. So she's into science, but she's more into like aliens and paranormal. So I kind of gave her a space themed room. I kind of picture her like really, you know, like looking through the telescope. Now, the thing is with the kids of this family, they know all the drama and they hate it. They just wish they had normal lives, but it's kind of hard. Like I said earlier, it's kind of hard when you're a Triku. So I could see Govidin really trying to like hook up with an alien or get kidnapped, or maybe she'll marry an alien, because there are aliens in this game. Like, I have them in my neighborhood. So I imagine her, like, you know, when she goes to college, if she doesn't take up witchcraft, I can really see her getting more into like the alien side of Sim Nation. So I kind of gave her like that whole theme. I had a lot of fun. When I do like bedrooms in houses, I very much imagine like I imagine them having a theme. I always pick themes for the bedrooms because that's the personality that I imagine the sim living here. Unless it's like a spare bedroom or something, like a guest room. But even when I don't have a family, like when I just do random speed builds, I imagine the family that lives in this house. And I try to make it cluttered. I try to make it look lived in for the most part. I try to, like, you know, give them a personality while I'm building, because it just makes it funner. It makes it, I can explore different objects. I can, you know, do things that I would not normally do. And it also creates a unique vibe in the house. So I really had fun with this one. It's not very often that I give a teen girl to be into, like, you know, to be into aliens and stuff like that. And there's a lot of really cool objects from EA, like that's not CC. I think I mentioned this in the video earlier. I didn't include CC in this house very much at all. There's a couple of objects. I'm gonna try to go into the house, remove all the CC objects, and then upload it for you guys so you can have a no CC version and a CC version of this house. So by the time this video is up, I should have that up on my Sims file share. But again, the link will be to my Tumblr, where you can see more pictures of this house if you want to see more pictures. I didn't include a ton of them in this build, but I included some. I included the stuff that I'm more proud of. I did have like I did like a little machinima almost of the outside. So when I was making the outside of this house, I ended up like downloading like effects. You can find like their like neighborhood effects for lots that's on Mod The Sims. So I just had a lot of fun. I used also, as you guys can see right now, I used objects that I hadn't really used in a while for different things in this build because I had to get creative without CC and I wanted to make things look a little bit cool, like a little cooler and stuff. So I just I did include a lot of you know, the things like as you guys can see, I turned those wine racks around and lowered them to make it like a floating shelf and whatnot. But yeah, this was also one of my favorite rooms in the house to do besides the basement, because again, it's to do with magic. Now this is where Jennicor's kind of area is. Her bedroom's like off to the side a little bit, and like this is her her magic room. This is where like her and her coven practice magic. If you guys hear that in the background, it's because there's a train going by. There's always seems to be a train going by when I do a voiceover. But anyways, so this is where they practice magic. Her and her coven practice magic. She has all sorts of ingredients up here that, you know, if her you know, her coven needs in a pinch, she just gives it to them, etc. I imagine Jennicor being the head of her coven. She's a very good sim. She's very grounded, and she tries to help people, and she tries to, you know, make sure her husband stays on the path of righteousness. And she's very, very disappointed in her daughter Nihilist. She always kind of had a feeling, and she doesn't let Nihilist practice with them. And Nihilist kind of has like a, you know, upset about it, and Nihilist is really thinking of starting her own coven and starting like her own vampire coven as well. And she's not very close with her daughter. She's kind of one of those moms that like she had a kid just to shut her family up about it, or like she thought her kid would give her more. So Govedin is more close with her grandma and more close with her like her aunt and things like that. She doesn't really have a good relationship with her mom, and even has a kind of a estranged relationship with her dad, even though they're all living in the same house. That was just kind of a choice that they all kind of made to live together to protect themselves, because there are vampire hunters out there like Ninja, well, Renale Ninja. So yeah, I don't know. I had fun. I hope you guys do like the story that I have for them. If you did, please let me know. Let me know if you liked it by giving it the video a thumbs up, and let me know how you guys play with occult in The Sims 2. Do you not play with occult? Do you play with the occults? I know in the original game, vanilla game, there is werewolves, there is vampires and witches. Well, I play with a lot of Midge the Trees supernatural mods, so I have like fairies, and then, well, yeah, there's plant sims and aliens, but I have mods for all those, all the occults. I play with fairies. I know that there's a mermaid mod that I want to get in and have certain sims to be mermaids, things like that. I really want to bring occult in because as a kid I didn't play with them that much when I played with the game. So yeah, so I'm creating this little shed that has all the garden. I have Midge the Trees supernatural garden plots, and I really like those because I want to give I want Jennicor to grow plasma fruit for her husband and her other, you know, try to get Nihilist to drink plasma instead of drinking blood from other sims. So yeah, you guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful Halloween if you're watching this around Halloween time. I hope that you guys are doing well, staying safe out there, and hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you guys are in the world. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe, and thank you so much for 3K subscribers guys. Thank you guys, and I will be talking to you in my next